Okay, so we're looking at multiplying polynomials. So when you're multiplying them, you're going to use the distributive property and multiply each term of one polynomial by each term of the other polynomial and then combine like terms. A lot of times we look at this as FOIL, first, outside, inside, last. Understand that if you have like a binomial that's squared that looks something like this, you need to rewrite it as a plus b times a plus b, so you can do that. If it's a minus b, it looks something like this. And then this is the difference of squares. If you're FOILing those out or distributing it, you'll end up with an a squared minus b squared because the middle two terms will cancel out. So let's look at an example. So we are going to multiply polynomials. So if we have 2x times 5x minus 4, we want to multiply the term on the outside times both. So 2x times 5x will get us 10x squared, because 5 times 2 is 10 and x times x is x squared. 2x times negative 4, 2 times negative 4 will get us negative 8 and times our x. So that would be your final answer for that one. If we have negative 3x squared times 4x squared minus 6x plus 1, negative 3 times 4 would get us negative 12. X squared times x squared, we add our exponents. 2 plus 2 will get us 4. Negative 3 times negative 6 is positive 18. X squared times x would be 2 plus a 1 exponent will get us x to the third. And negative 3x squared times 1, well, that's just going to be itself, because anything times 1 is what it was. So that would be your answer. All right, if we have x plus 3 times 2x plus 5. Now, if you don't want to think about FOIL, I'm going to show you how you do FOIL without thinking about it. FOIL is the first terms, the outside terms, the inside terms, and the two last terms. This is how I usually will do it though. X, I cover up the second term in there, and I take x times 2x. That will get us 2x squared, because 1 plus 1 on those exponents gets you 2 of them. X times 5x is 5x. 3 times 2x is 6x. And 3 times 5 is 15. So you FOILed, but without thinking. What do I do first? Just take one, multiply it by both, take the other, multiply it by both. And then combine those middle terms, will usually be in the middle. So we have 2x squared, 5x plus 6x, you're just adding. 5 plus 6 will get us 11x, and then plus the 15. So this would be your final answer. All right, let's do another one. X plus 4 times x plus 2. So we're going to do the same thing we just did. I'm going to cover up the second term in the first parentheses. X times x, that's x squared. X times 2, 2x. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 2 is 8. Combining those middle terms, because they're usually going to be similar. So x squared plus 2 plus 4 is 6x plus 8. All right, let's do 2x minus 3 times 5x squared minus 6x plus 7. So we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. I'm going to cover up the second term, and I'm going to multiply the first term times each of those. So 2x times 5x squared, I have 2 times 5 would be 10. X times x squared will get me x cubed. 2x times negative 6x, 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. x times x is x squared. 2x times 7 will get us 14x. Now I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to have similar terms, a couple of them, so I'm going to stack them. Negative 3 times 5 times x squared will get me negative 15x squared. Negative 3 times negative 6x will get me positive 18x. And negative 3 times 7 will get me negative 21. Because I had 3 terms here, I'm going to have 2 that are like terms, and to me it's easier if we stack them. You don't have to. You could just keep writing them out like we did here. So we have 10x cubed minus 27x squared plus 32x minus 21. Remember, when you're adding, the x term will stay the same. You're not going to take it up a notch. It'll just be still x's or x squareds. All right, let's look at another problem. So if we have x plus 5 squared, we need to understand that is the same thing as x plus 5 times x plus 5. It's not just x squared and 5 squared. It's actually the whole thing. All right, so this will get us x times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. 5 times x is 5x. And 5 times 5 is 25. Again, combining like terms, we have x squared. 5 plus 5 will get us 10x plus 25. All right, let's go look at another problem. So if we have 3x minus 5y squared, same thing that we did on the last problem, we are going to have 3x minus 5y times 3x minus 5y. 3x times 3x, 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared. 3x times negative 5y, 3 times negative 5 will get us negative 15, and then x times y. Negative 5y times 3x, that again is going to get us negative 15xy. And you can write it as yx or xy. It's multiplication, so it doesn't matter, but I usually will put them in the same order. And then negative 5y times negative 5y, negative times a negative will get us positive. 5 times 5 is 25, and a y times y is going to get us y squared. Combining those middle terms, we get 9x squared minus 30xy plus 25y squared. All right, let's look at something like this. So x minus 3 times x plus 3. We're going to do the same thing. X times x will get us x squared. X times 3 is 3x. Negative 3 times x minus 3x. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Combining those middle terms, we notice that we have positive 3x and negative 3x. So those will cancel. We'll end up with x squared minus 9. So this is the one on the handout that I was talking about. It is the difference of squares. Whenever you have the exact same thing but a positive and negative, you will end up with the a squared minus the b squared. So we ended up with the a squared, which is x squared, and the b squared is 3, so minus 3 squared, which is 9. Because when you have exactly the same thing but a positive and negative, those two middle terms will cancel. The difference on this one is that they're both negative, so they don't cancel out, and that was also the case when they were both positive. When they're both positive, it doesn't cancel out. But when one is positive and one is negative, you end up with the middle terms canceling. All right, let's look at another one of these. If we have 4y plus 1 times 4y minus 1, we can see they're exactly the same. So they except for a positive and a negative in the parentheses, and it doesn't matter if the negative comes first or second, it's still a positive and a negative. So we should end up with this term squared minus that term squared. So 4y times 4y, 4 times 4 is 16. Y times y will be y squared. 4y times negative 1 would be negative 4y. Positive 1 times 4y is plus 4y. And positive 1 times negative 1 would be negative 1. Now again, the middle terms, they are opposite signs and exactly the same, so they will cancel. We'll end up with 16y squared minus 1.